Now, for an Australian perspective, I spoke with Alex Pollak, the Chief Investment Officer at Loftus Peak.
Well, the government contracts are not in Tesla. They're in the SpaceX business, which is the rocket ship business. So the rocket ship business is not in the Tesla company. The Tesla company, the value of the Tesla shares is falling independently on that of what he's saying about SpaceX, and he's saying that because I will pull your self-driving capability in one of the states. I can't remember which one. And Donald Trump can make trouble for Elon Musk with his self-driving taxis, if he chooses to, and he's already come out on Truth and said, I choose to. So that's what's making the Tesla price fall. But that's different to the government contracts for SpaceX. They're two different things. SpaceX is not a listed company.
Musk stepping away from the government was to focus more of his commitment on Tesla, right? But it doesn't really sound like he's doing this right now. Is that right?
Well, no. I mean, if he's not going to be in the government and he's not going to be part of the government process, then what is he doing? Taking up Tesla CEO time, which is his actual day job. Engaging in a fight, quite a vicious one actually, with the US president. I mean, if you're out of that game because you're no longer in DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, if you're out of that, then be out of it and concentrate on your day job. Don't try and do two. He has a number of day jobs. He's got SpaceX, he's got X, he's got the tunnel company, he's got he's got an AI company, he's got a lot of stuff going on. Spending time getting into a fight with somebody that can damage your company by pulling government contracts away from it is a very unwise thing to do. And you see that reflected in the Tesla price, which is, effectively all but halved in the last 2 days.
And in saying that and looking at that Tesla price, what do you think management's thinking? What do you think investors are thinking? And what about yourself? I mean, does Loftus hold any Tesla shares?
We have not held Tesla for 4.5 years now, and we haven't held it for 4.5 years on valuation grounds. And just to be clear, only a quarter-ish of the Tesla stock price is the car company itself. The other 3/4 are tied up with the robo-taxi business. I guess you could say that's cars, but it's a separate line of business, robo-taxis, plus the robots themselves. So that's where the other 3/4 of the value is. And again, if the robotaxi business is under threat because of an argument with Donald Trump, who can make his government permissions with respect to autonomous vehicles operating in, across states in America, then that's a very unwise thing for him to be doing. And that's what's tanking the Tesla price.
So how does Tesla turn all of this around? And what do you think about the company?
Well, let me do the second part of it first. What we think about the company is that there's too much hype and expectation in the stock price. As I say, only a quarter of the value in the shares, if you like, $70 or $75, or maybe it's a bit more or less, is to do with Tesla cars. And they themselves, that business itself has been tanking in the last couple of months as the Elon brand has been problematic with a number of former, who used to buy Teslas, rich Democrats and liberals who, love the idea of getting off petrol, etc., fossil fuels. Those people, there's a bumper sticker, famous one floating around saying, I bought this Tesla before Elon Musk, did what he did. So those people, the Tesla core business, which is the sale of Tesla cars itself, is under a lot of pressure. So that part of the business is falling. And then to have, the government contract side of the business related to robotaxis, etc., falling, that's also problematic. And, where does it leave the robotics business, which may or may not have required government contracts? We don't know the answer to that, but it probably did. And on it goes. So you need to pick your battles, right?
So what does the company need to do then?
Well, I've read commentary, to the effect that, Elon may have to step aside as CEO. Well, yes, maybe because, you have to de-Elonify the company, if you like, in order to win back those government contracts. But Elon is the mastermind behind all of this stuff. Taking him out as an access, that would, certainly hurt the Tesla price as well. So, you just want to pick your battles.
That is Alex Pollak from Loftus Peak.